Is there a name you have in mind that potentially could make sense if the Jets wanted to go get a veteran quarterback and use some of these assets in that way?
Yeah, I mean, keep your eye on Kyler Murray. That's somebody's going to be available after the year. And I know that I had a lot of Jets fans in my mentions that didn't particularly care for that.
Oh boy.
Now, when I was saying that they used some of these assets to do that, I didn't necessarily mean they were going to turn around and flip all these first round picks for Kyler Murray. That won't cost you a first round pick, maybe a first, depending on if it gets bid up with other teams. But you're probably looking at a 2 and a 3, 2 2, something like that for Kyler Murray. And so Kyler Murray's been productive before. He just does not fit with what they're doing in Arizona right now. And so that's sort of the thing. But that's not to say he's not a bad quarterback or whatever. He's a decent quarterback, and in the right setup, the right system, something that caters to what he does, he can be successful. And that to me, if you can get that for like a 2 and a 3, and then take your time to absolutely be certain and find the rookie that you want, rather than just burning draft picks every year on a guy, I think you're in a much better position. I think Darren Muji knows that. I think that's part of coming from the George Payton tree and seeing here in Denver. Like the preferred strategy these days is to try to get a reclamation quarterback that's had success. And you kind of plug that in while you're waiting to cash all in on a guy you think is the guy. And you look at it and you say, okay, I'd love to have the ammo in a couple of years, but I got to do something between now and then. And so I don't think that the Kyler Murray thing would be a horrible idea for the Jets at all. I think it's a great idea, but I understand fan bases and everybody's got their preferences and favorites and and passions and all that kind of stuff. But keep your eye on that. That is a very legitimate option there. They would be one of the teams that would be in.